Welcome back to This Day in Scottish History. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald. Today we delve into a grim chapter in Scotland's legal history, January 29th, 2003, when Nat Fraser was found guilty of the murder of his wife, Arlene Fraser, in one of Scotland's most infamous criminal cases. The case of Nat and Arlene Fraser is one that gripped the nation for decades, both for its tragic elements and the complexities of the legal proceedings. To fully understand the significance of this verdict, we need to rewind to 1998, the year when Arlene Fraser disappeared from her home in New Elgin, Moray. Arlene Fraser was last seen alive on the morning of April 28th, 1998, after walking her two young children to school. At the time, she was a 33-year-old mother and described by friends and family as a vibrant, caring, and outgoing woman. However, by the afternoon, she had vanished without a trace. There were no signs of a struggle in the house, and her belongings, keys, handbag, and even her wedding ring had been left behind. It was as if she had simply disappeared into thin air. Suspicion soon fell on her husband, Nat Fraser. Their marriage had been in turmoil, marked by allegations of infidelity and domestic abuse. At the time of Arlene's disappearance, the couple was living apart and proceeding with a divorce. In fact, Arlene had told friends she feared for her life and had even taken steps to ensure her safety by changing the locks to her house. Despite a massive search effort and an intensive police investigation, Arlene's body was never found. Without any physical remains, the case became one of the most challenging in Scottish legal history. Nevertheless, prosecutors pursued Nat Fraser, convinced that he had orchestrated his wife's murder. In 2003, 5 years after Arlene's disappearance, Nat Fraser stood trial at the High Court in Edinburgh. The prosecution's case relied heavily on circumstantial evidence and testimony that painted a chilling picture of Fraser's actions before and after Arlene went missing. Key to the case was the allegation that Fraser had arranged for someone else to murder Arlene in order to cover his tracks. The prosecution also argued that Fraser had tampered with evidence, such as replacing the rings Arlene always wore with replicas to make it seem as though she had left willingly. Witness testimony added weight to the case against him. Friends and associates testified to Fraser's controlling and abusive behaviour, as well as comments he had allegedly made that hinted at his intentions. In particular, one friend claimed Fraser had told him, "She's not going to divorce me. She's not going to get my money." On January 29th, 2003, the jury found Nat Fraser guilty of murder, and he was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 25 years. For many, the verdict brought a sense of justice for Arlene, whose body has never been recovered to this day. However, this was far from the end of the story. Fraser's conviction was appealed multiple times, leading to years of legal wrangling. In 2011, his conviction was quashed by the UK Supreme Court, which ruled that Fraser had not received a fair trial due to procedural issues. He was retried in 2012 and once again found guilty of Arlene's murder. During this retrial, the prosecution presented even more damning evidence, including claims that Fraser had hired a hitman to carry out the crime. He was sentenced to life imprisonment once more, reaffirming the original verdict. The Fraser case is not only remembered for its harrowing details, but also for the legal precedent it set in Scotland. It underscored the challenges of prosecuting murder cases without a body and highlighted the importance of ensuring a fair trial. It also served as a reminder of the resilience of Arlene's family and friends who fought tirelessly to seek justice on her behalf. Over 2 decades later, the question remains, where is Arlene? Her family continues to hope for answers and closure, while Nat Fraser remains behind bars, protesting his innocence. As we reflect on the events of January 29th, 2003, we remember the life of Arlene Fraser and the enduring impact her case has had on Scotland's legal system. It's a sobering story, but one that serves as a stark reminder of the importance of justice and the ongoing search for truth. Thank you for joining us today on This Day in Scottish History. I'm Colin MacDonald. Until next time, haste you back.